Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Balls Your Face podcast. I'm Christian Rivera.
It's your boy Josh Ramos.
And I'm Azil Hernandez.
Guys, if you haven't seen the video already, we did a video, Overrated, Underrated, little segment on our show.
And due to popular demand,
we're bringing it back, just like the McRib.
Just like the McRib.
Yo, bring back the snack wrap. That's what we need.
Yo,
bro,
overrated, underrated snack wrap.
Underrated, bro.
Underrated.
I used
Snack
to,
wrap.
and I hear this from a lot of people. That was the only thing I used to order from McDonald's. Well, not the only thing, but
You're capping.
Bro, now you remember the little like cinnamon things that you it came in like a little bowl?
That's Taco Bell.
No.
Cinnamon twist?
No, it was like a cinnamon bun, but it had cream on it.
No. Like a cinnamon bun?
Yo, pause. No.
I don't know.
That was banging.
I remember in the beginning when
Bro.
they got rid of snack wraps, they said it was because of the chicken shortage or something like that. I'm
Bro,
like,
that's
we're still
cap.
in chicken
That is
shortage.
cap,
you
bro.
keep pumping out the McChickens, so I wonder what's going on.
Bro, do you guys remember when they give like little McDonald's cookies, like as it was with a kids meal?
I do remember that.
Bro, they're like little animal crackers, banging, bro, banging. I had a little McDonald's playset. I used to play drive-through and stuff like that.
What a loser,
Bro.
The only thing you ate was a snack wrap.
Nah, guys,
No.
but you guys said it, so we're bringing it back. You guys gave us some suggestions, so we got some that we're gonna use and some of our own. So if you haven't seen that video already, make sure you go ahead and go watch that video, like that video, comment on the video, and let's get right into it. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Azil, overrated.
I'm very underrated in multiple aspects of life.
All right.
All right. From your boy, can we get a drum roll, please? From Sam,
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Trey Young.
Overrated.
Very, very, very overrated.
Trey Young.
Not the New
All right.
Yorkers.
Put it bias aside, though. As a bias aside as in my actual feelings of the player, I feel like he's trash. But
Damn.
putting that aside, like, yes, he puts up a lot of points, puts up a lot of assists. He's a good player. He's a good player, don't worry. I just personally do not like his game. I don't like his foul bait. I don't like his mannerisms. I don't like that stuff, bro. He just gets me mad. Yes, did I like to see him go off on the Heat? I did. But I love it when he can actually put the ball in the basket versus freaking chucking up half-court shots that don't go in and going to the free throw line.
I say overrated because regular season, he had highest total points, total assists. And I think he averaged like 27, I think almost 10 assists. So like his numbers were good. What happened in the playoffs? That's why it's hard for a player, one, that's that small and dominates the ball that much and didn't have someone else that can take that pressure off of him. He kind of got exposed. First of all, he ended the series. He had the same amount of turnovers as assists. He had 30 to 30.
Wow.
I mean, another Jameis Winston, 30 for 30.
Yeah.
So his averages went down to I think like 15 and like 6. So like if that's going to be your engine, like when you're in the playoffs, Shaq always says it, like you need to go like 4 to 5 like points higher than your average. And he went like almost cut his in half. So for me, in a series where you could lock in on someone like that, you gotta be overrated.
You heard it here first. He said Trey Young is Jameis Winston. Sorry, Sam. I'm sorry.
Talking about Winston. No. All right, next on our list, Christian Vazquez.
We're going baseball.
Silence.
No, I mean,
Just silence.
I'm going, if you watched the other episode, I'm going with the Kendrick Bourne pick. I'm going perfectly rated as in I don't care. Who the frick is Christian Vazquez? Like, come on. Like, he's not overrated. He's not underrated.
Well, the whole reason
either.
is supposed to be because, like, he's not the best, but, like, he's there,
No, that sounds perfect to me. Perfectly rated right in the middle.
I say overrated now.
Oh, my
Really?
God.
The reason was
This is coming from a Boston fan.
because he grew on me at one point. He hit 20 home runs in 2019, and he was up there where I'm like, yo, like, if
He
you
hit
could
that
get,
Grand Slam in the postseason.
I know, but I'm like, if you're getting value where you could get
Perfectly rated.
no 20 home runs from your catcher who's really sound defensively, like that's a plus. And then the year after that, he hit 6. And
Yeah, his
now,
offense
like,
is terrible.
So like, he's still, compared to other catchers, he's still solid contact wise. But I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, damn, like I kind of want better now.
Definitely not the next Yadier Molina, but
Well, because you're a Boston fan, can I get your answer on that too?
I'll say perfectly rated.
Okay.
Just because he is garbage at the plate.
All right.
He just
We need a new catcher.
yeah.
I will say it's so hard to find a good. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just going for me.
It's hard to find a good catcher.
a good
that will
a
last
catcher that can
years.
hit. A catcher that can hit too.
But
I don't
also
know.
a catcher that will last you years. Look at Salvador Perez and Yadier Molina.
You see a lot of them Yadier Molina's the anomaly, at least now. Like, they transitioned to becoming a first baseman like Buster Posey, Joe Mauer. Like, they take a beating back there. And obviously the rules have changed a little bit, but
is that also because... Okay, no. That's another episode. Go ahead.
No, what are we going to... No.
Okay, are the non-athletes the one that play first base? Because I feel like first base, you don't have to move that much.
That's not what it is.
Really? You sure? Are you sure? Think about it. Think about all the big people.
No, the
that play
non-athletes
first
are DHs. Look at David Ortiz. He used to eat fried chicken and beer before a game.
Albert
Still hit 300 though.
Albert what did David Ortiz play when he played the
Albert
field?
Pujols is first base because he can't play DH.
But what did wait, who did you just say?
Albert Pujols?
No, before him.
David Ortiz?
What did he play when he played the field?
Okay, but where are you going to put him? Are you going to put him at second, short, or third?
That's my point. So the least athletic people play first base.
No. So I feel like
There's some big catches, though.
Another underrated. Because
Look at Christian Vazquez.
You got to be athletic to
He's
play
a big
catcher.
boy.
Like Gary Sanchez.
But another underrated spot that I would want to say that they put like not athletic people, because to the extent you still got to be athletic, corner outfield.
He is underrated. He is underrated.
Yeah, I mean, that's underrated. Corner outfield, they put like JD Martinez, who he is a DH. He's getting up there in age. He's big. You see him running on the base. I'm like, yo, like he's really
rough.
slow. And
It looks really rough.
if they need to put him on the field, they put him in left field in Boston now because of like the monster and everything. But
Look at Miguel Cabrera. Josh has a point.
That's another spot.
Oh, bro. I just started something.
I knew about it, but it didn't get to my mind just until now. All right. AFC West 2023 season. 2022 to 2023 season.
So I'm gonna say overrated, and I'm gonna say overrated because everyone.
Because Justin Herbert.
I think Derek Carr is being super overrated at this point. Personally, I think he's good. Don't get me wrong, but people are like, "Oh, he's this. If you put him in another division, he's first, and in this one, he's the last like good quarterback." I think he's getting overrated to this point. So to that extent, I'm gonna say the division's overrated because we see from other divisions, like there are good divisions out there. At the end of the day, someone's the runt. Someone's not the good team there. And I know right now, outside looking in, it looks like all of them are going to be great. But when you see the product on the field, that's what you have to wait on. Trust me, I thought the Giants were going to be good so many times, and we never were. So, yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
I think underrated. I don't think Josh is thinking how fun that division's going to be. Like, we literally, like, every single team in that division could end up in first place, and someone's going to end up in last. And I want to find out who. So it's going to be so crazy. And you're talking about Derek Carr. I have him as one of my most underrated quarterbacks in the league.
But how is it?
And
how is the division underrated if everyone's talking about it?
I feel like we're not thinking, okay, it was talked about when it happened. Now we're just, it's not being talked about.
What am I supposed to do? Talk about it all off season?
That's what you're supposed to do. Because when the season starts, that division is going to be so much fun. And I feel like it's not getting as much attention as it should be.
We'll see when it hits the field.
Derek Carr, look, he has Devontae. He still has Darren Waller. Hunter Renfrow was very solid last year. So they got good pieces. So
that's one that's better than Judge, right?
Yeah, he is. No.
Speaking about Judge.
Aaron Judge. Overrated.
Go ahead. Go first.
He's like, I haven't had time to gather my thoughts.
No, I got time.
I'll say...
take it back.
No.
Take it back.
I don't think he's overrated, but I'll give my cop-out answer. I'll give he's perfectly rated because he's a big boy, 6'7", plays the outfield, so he's really good defensively, has a good arm. Strikes out a lot, but who doesn't now in today's day and age? I'll say as a Red Sox fan, he is what it is. I'm gonna be honest though. As a Red Sox fan in Fenway, I'm more scared of Stan. I don't know why, bro.
Yeah, this guy always has a damn home
for
run.
Whatever reason. That man freaking hits lasers, bro. So like player to player, if you had to pick, you'd probably pick Judge over Stanton now. As a Red Sox fan, I don't know why I'm just scared of Stanton more.
Well, because Stanton plays well in your stadium, so that's that. I'm gonna go with Aaron Judge. I'm gonna say he's underrated, and this is why I say this though. I had him in the top 10 in the MLB. And when you look at the MLB rankings, he wasn't top 10. I think he was placed at 12 or something like that. He's top 10 in my opinion. Everyone's like putting Mookie over him. I have an argument to say that he's better than Mookie.
I'll take Mookie.
That's what I'll say.
I'll take Mookie over.
That's your bias and that's my bias. I go with my guy, you go with your guy.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Anyways, when you look at him though, people don't think about him. obviously everyone hates on him because he's a Yankee. That's one. Like, so people are gonna hate him in general. But when you look at his stats, bro, this season so far, he's almost batting 300. Last year, even if you feel like it's too early, last year he finished the year off 287, had 39 home runs. So people, all he thinks is strike out. But bro, he's almost a 300 batter, which that's what you want. When you think of a 300 batter, you think of a guy that makes contact all the time. And for him to be that good of a hitter as far as like knocking it out of the park, but also just getting on base. And another reason why I say he's underrated, Yankees gave him a contract. Bro, honestly, the way he's playing right now, the Yankees might have to eat that and give him a bigger contract, which honestly shows that they were underrating him. So the only thing that's going against him is his age. That's pretty much it. His age.
Must be nice hitting home runs on that little right field porch.
Okay.
When he hits our opposite field,
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be rare.
Go ahead and look at the tape when he hit a home run against the Blue Jays. Was that short porch? Or go ahead and look at the tape.
He's a big boy. I mean, he should be able to hit them far.
All right. So it doesn't matter short porch or not.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys know when you guys play in that short porch stadium, you guys can hit it too.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry you guys can't hit it like that.
But we don't play. What is it? 162? What's half of that? I don't know math. 81?
Mm-hmm.
We don't play 81 games there.
Okay. Well, you play a good amount. You're in the same division.
Maybe your numbers are inflated a little bit.
They're definitely not.
Oh.
Anyways, for my boy Daniel, the Patriots' perfect season collapse.
I honestly don't. What am I saying is overrated or underrated? The team itself?
The Patriots team and the collapse. The collapse of the team.
I mean, I would say the collapse is perfect. Like,
it's perfect.
I'm going perfect. I'm going perfectly rated minus the rated. It's perfect. Like for it to go that way. I think the team itself was. I don't know if I want to say underrated. It definitely wasn't underrated because it won all those games for a reason. But it just shows like when it came down to it, when it came down to winning that one game and they couldn't, there was a little flaw in there that wasn't corrected. I remember I watched. If you guys don't. No advertising, never mind. I watched A Man in the Arena, and you see Tom Brady's perspective on stuff, and he was towards the end of the season. They were like not losing games. They won games, but it was very close, and they were like, "Whoa!" Like we were close to losing that game. So they definitely weren't that flawless team that you would imagine going into the Super Bowl. Which, funny enough, like when they played the Giants the last game of the season before they played them in the Super Bowl, and it was a really close game, and then they kind of separated themselves towards the end. It just showed they weren't as flawless as you would think with that 18-0 or 17-0 and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say it was perfect the way it ended.
I mean, as a Patriots fan, there's no way to really answer this question properly. I mean, I guess I'll say it's properly rated. I'm not even gonna say perfectly rated. I'm gonna say properly rated. I mean, and let's say this was NBA and this is a 7-game series against the Giants. We're winning that series. Like, we were the better team. So it's not like the Giants were better than us. And I know that obviously that's how every football game is. You're going to be like, it could be this or that. But we just lost that one game. And
he's like, enough said.
Like, I don't even want to dwell on it. Like, it's just, one, it's upsetting. Two, it's just, we could have been undefeated. Would have been a good team. But
dang, sorry, Eli came around.
Eli, Daniel. No. All right.
Daniel got me upset. No.
All right. Melo Ball.
Ooh, I like that one.
Honestly, I'm gonna say he's overrated. When I say that because honestly, like, he doesn't have clamps. He can get steals and he'll stick his hand in the lane and make sure he gets a steal and stuff like that. He doesn't have clamps where he'll lock you up. It's almost to the extent where one day, I mean, unless he gets better, he's still super young. He could be a liability on defense. Like, all the offense that he has, he's not gonna lock your boy down and something like that. And then obviously he might be the best ball player, like literally ball player.
He's gonna be the best ball player.
Yes,
he's not
brothers.
He's not the best Melo.
But I think he's kind of overrated because of his name.
I'll say underrated, and the reason I say underrated, 6'7" point guard, and I feel like we don't see that often. Here's the thing: he has all the tools to put it all together, and he hasn't. But when he puts it all together, because I look at the playing game, he kind of disappeared a little bit. That being said, that team has to be his, and that's why I say underrated, because I don't feel like it's necessarily his fault. Because you think of some players ahead of him, we keep bringing up Trey Young. If Lamelo Ball had the ball, in his hands as much as Trey Young did, imagine what he could be doing. But he splits that reps with Terry Rozier and everything. So LaMelo's kind of playing that off ball, Yeah, we keep saying ball. He's playing off ball. He's playing two. He's playing the two. So I feel like if you made him
So
like
is he ball in or ball out?
I feel like
Find out when he's on the Balls in Your Face podcast. That's what I will say.
So I feel like we get glimpses of him, and then sometimes I feel like we get.
Copyright us.
I was kind of shook when you said only 6'7" point guard. You don't see that often because now I feel like all we do is see it.
But even
you got Luka, you have Ben
but
Simmons, you have.
I don't call them point. I call them point forwards. I don't. Because how are you gonna? Okay, how
You
you
got
gonna
the ball in their hand, bro.
Okay, but you got the ball in here for that moment. How am I gonna call Luka the point guard when he's when on his team is really Jalen Brunson and Dinwiddie as the backcourt, and I'm gonna call Luka the point guard? I mean,
Let me ask you, who's the point guard of the offense?
all right. So if you're the point guard, you guard the other point guards. Luka's not checking the other point guards, so he's not their point guard.
He's their point guard.
I don't buy that. If you're a point guard, you're guarding
So
other teams' point
Ben
guards.
Simmons, he's big enough to guard anything, and he was guarding Trey Young.
Okay, Ben Simmons, I would say he's more of a point guard than Luka
Why?
because you're checking the other team's point guard. You're
Luka
running
doesn't
the
have
offense.
any defense, so honestly, they kind of don't want him to guard the.
All right, so don't call him a point forward. Call him. He's initiating the offense. I'm not calling him a point guard.
Everyone else is so. All
All right, that's dumb.
Desmond Bane.
Yo,
I'm gonna go underrated strictly off the fact that he didn't win Most Improved Player, and then the first thing you see is John Morant being like, "Nah, bro, this is your trophy" and stuff like that. Honestly, I didn't really see much of Desmond Bane until he played us, and he literally torched us. And in the playoffs right now, bro, that man hitting his threes. Like he can hit some threes. He also can play some pretty tight defense, pretty nice defense. Desmond Bane. He's solid. I told Azil, Desmond Bane, bro, he looks like a football player. Like that man is stocky.
Yeah, he's like-
it looks like he
he
could
has
go
a
play
stocky
running
build.
back, bro. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm gonna go underrated.
I'll say underrated. I thought it was dope that Ja kind of gave him a spotlight, like saying like he gave him the trophy and stuff like that, because that gave him a little bit of a spotlight where a lot of people were like, oh, like he did like improve, and like I like players that come from a place like you wouldn't expect them to take that leap, and I thought he took a pretty big leap. I remember, I look at prospects coming out. He played at TCU. I like that he was a shooter, so his shooting translated, and he's not just shooting standstill three, so he's moving around. He's really athletic, and like how Josh said, like he's stocky, like he has a strong build. So I mean, he's their starting shooting guard right now, and they're the second best team in the West record wise. So, and I don't think that team in general gets enough credit for like how good they've been, because I saw they have the lowest payroll in the league. And they're second in the West. And that's because you're able to draft and develop. So they developed him into a pretty good player. So I'll say underrated.
OBJ.
Ooh, this is a tough one. This might be the hardest one that you gave.
That's tough.
I can
That's
go-
extremely tough. I'm gonna go properly rated. I'm gonna go properly rated.
No cop out on this one. We can't do a cop out.
You just
This is the only reason I don't want to, because this is one that I would probably go that way, and I don't want to go that way.
so I'm gonna have to say overrated. And I say overrated
That's
because it's his name, Odell Beckham Jr. Like when you think of Odell, what do you think of? The catch. When did the catch happen, bro? It's been
Years
like
ago.
8 years now, almost.
Let
10
it go.
years. So you can't let that go though, because bro, think about it. When he did that, bro, that caught the whole world on notice, bro. You saw all these little jits out here with the blonde mohawk because of him. Like I'm telling you, like it was. And I will say, obviously, me being a Giants fan, if I can clip how many times me saying me being a Giants fan, it'd be 1,000.
Yeah, we got to do that.
That
You have
was
to have enough fans
a whole
so someone
episode.
can do that.
A whole
I say
episode
the
does
same
that.
thing for the Heat too.
But no, literally though, like seeing him play on the Giants, he really was a difference maker. And ever since he left the Giants, it just wasn't the same. It hasn't been the same like that. And obviously, with him being him, wherever he goes, bro, his name's gonna be there, and people are gonna follow him and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say overrated for that aspect because he hasn't played as well. But bro, last year he was turning up, bro. He had a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He was honestly taking over the game until he got hurt again, which sucks to see as well. But I have to go overrated, even though I love my boy. If you tell me OBJ on the Giants, perfectly rated, bro. Because honestly, he was a top 5 wide receiver for sure.
I'm more of a Giants fan than him. He said his boy's overrated. That's crazy. I'm gonna say slightly underrated, and the reason I say underrated
Can't do it.
Why you add slightly in front of it?
because I don't
Can't
want to.
do it,
Because
though.
I feel like if you're underrated, if you're slightly underrated, it's like it just sounds a little better. But
No cop out. It's just underrated.
no, it's not cop out. Okay, he's underrated, and the reason I say that, and it sucks because we saw what happened in Cleveland. For whatever reason, it didn't work, and that whole locker room was split between Baker and Odell, and it just became such a bad situation that he ended up getting injured and kind of just got rid of him. And we saw revival when he went to LA, And you saw, I think, what in his first like 4 games, he had like almost as or maybe I'm tripping. He had like almost as much touchdowns as his whole Browns tenure, or like something like that.
Something like that.
So it's like I said, for whatever reason, I'm not bagging on Baker, but that situation, it just didn't gel right. And you saw what he was coming off an injury with a quarterback that was able to make it work, and he was playing at a higher level. In the Super Bowl, he got the touchdown before he got injured. So it's like, I know it's hard. My fault. It's hard because he didn't. If he would have put, let's say he had that last year and he didn't get hurt, and he puts another really good season this year, then it's like, all right, maybe he was all that thing that happened in Cleveland. Maybe it wasn't all his fault. Like, it wasn't him. Like, it wasn't his production that went down. But I feel like we're not going to know until he comes back again from injury, and who's to say he's even the same at that point. So it's like, that one's kind of a tough one, but I feel like what he did with the Rams, we kind of saw a revival a little bit.
I just think you can't put Odell Beckham and underrated in the same. You can only say overrated. You can't do under. That's like me saying prime example, right? If I ask you for Saquon, are you ever gonna say underrated? Like, if he goes to another team, he balls out. No, it's only overrated or perfect, because he can't be underrated. Like, there's no such thing. He's just too big of a stature, too big of a name to be underrated.
That being said, so many teams were out on him. Like,
Odell?
Yeah, so many teams when he was out, it's like, it's not even worth picking up. Like, it's almost like there was nothing there, like no talent, no value. So that's why I say underrated from that aspect, where it's like that many teams were out on you. He goes to the Super Bowl champ.
I don't think, bro. Remember towards the end, bro, literally it was almost like a frenzy to be like, who's gonna get Odell? Is it gonna be Patriots? Is it gonna be Green Bay? Is it gonna be this team? Bro, there was a market out there. It just didn't work for teams like, prime example, the Giants. He's a great player. He probably would have helped us a lot, but it doesn't make sense because he's not on the timeline. He's older now. But a lot of teams, bro, wanted him. Come on. He's Odell freaking Beckham. Come on.
I say underrated for your boy.
All right. Dak Prescott.
Who? I'll take this one.
Straight up.
Overrated.
I'm going to say the same thing. Overrated.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be easy.
Overrated.
Let's just skip it. I'm sorry.
Like I said, in our quarterback ranking, he's too inconsistent for my likings. You see the high peaks where you're like, wow, this is a top 5 quarterback. That money that they gave might be worth it. And then you see that offense just go through stretches where you're like, damn, like, he's the quarterback of that team. And it's too inconsistent for me. So to be the level of where his money is, his contract is, I don't think he's worth that much. So for me, underrated. You're overrated for that.
Overrated. I'm a Giants fan. I actually like Dak. He's overrated. Nothing else to say, to be honest.
All right.
Dakota Rain Prescott.
The last one. Is that his real name?
Yeah. Dakota Rain. You didn't know that?
It's
a trash name. Anyways, last one to close out the segment. AJ Green.
Ooh.
That's tough. I'm going to go no cop out. I'm going to go underrated. And I say that because, okay, if we just follow how his career was, he was a number 1 bona fide receiver in Cincinnati, right? Last year in Cincinnati, bro, everyone was like, yo, he's not himself, because that was the first year with Joe Burrow. He got hurt and stuff like that here and there, but they kind of just was like, nah, like, so be it. Did he get cut? I don't even think he got traded. I think he got cut.
I think he did get cut.
And then he got signed to the Cardinals. And I'm not going to say he had a revival, but he had some good plays. I remember one time it was like I don't know if it was against the Packers. I can't really remember. But he had a good game, like, where he was catching the ball, running after the catch, stuff like that. Like, coming from what he did in Cincinnati his last season, where he was barely doing anything, and he was just like, oh, I remember he would get turf toe all the time and just be out for an extended period of time. It was
What is
annoying.
turf toe?
I can't tell you. I never played on turf. Not kidding. I played on turf like once or twice, but they play on turf all the time, so I'm assuming they know more than I do.
But what is it? Like, your toe, like...
It's literally something with your toe, like, where you stub your toe, and apparently, like, you can't even run with turf toe.
But you get it only on turf? Like, I can't
Only
get, like...
on your big toe.
I can't get, like, sand toe?
I'm assuming
like,
it's only on turf, because think about it, like, you can stub your foot in grass, but you can't really get your foot stuck in turf. Have you ever walked on turf?
No.
Oh, okay. So pretty much turf is like, there's like pellets in the ground, and it's like fake grass obviously on the top.
Yes.
So like how you can stick like how I just said, you can stick your foot in dirt. You can't do that in turf. I'm assuming maybe
like
that kind of has to do it.
Like I would think of it like, if I never like seen it, it's like the playground, how they have that, you know, like the tire pieces.
Yes.
Like the rubber.
Yeah, it's kinda like that.
but like broken up more.
Yes, and it's really like it goes all over the place.
Like you'll get it in your.
If you ever get
cleats and
tackled in turf, bro, why do you think you see running backs with the stuff on the back of their elbows and stuff like the tape? It's because, bro, you get burns from turf, bro, and especially they're playing they're playing in stadiums where they can cover it up, bro. When that turf gets the sun on it all day, bro, that thing is hot, like super hot. I played on turf probably 3 or 4 times in my life, and I never liked it. You can feel the heat like radiating from the ground. AJ Green's underrated. That's it.
I mean, it's a tough one, but obviously he's not the receiver that he used to be. Obviously, like Josh mentioned in the beginning in Cincinnati. I think you said no cop out.
No cop out.
I'd say career-wise, he's been underrated. And obviously last year, he had a revival with Arizona. Kind of how Josh said. He was close to 1,000 yards. I think he was up there. Like, I mean, he was like 800, which, I mean, it's pretty close. But he had a mini revival with them. And
that's 800 with DeAndre Hopkins on his team. So, yeah. I mean.
So, he had a mini revival. So, I'd say slightly.
And just to say, like, just to keep it on him, bro, look at his stats when he was good. When he was good, he was really good, bro. It was just that team with Andy Dalton would get to the first round and lose every year. That was it. So, yeah.
All right. Other than that, guys, there was another segment of Overrated, Underrated. If you want to see who we talk about next, leave it in the comment below. Hit the like button. And if you disagree or agree with anything, leave it in the comments.
Once again, let me know in the comments. I will personally have a conversation with you and tell you why this is that. Sam, I want all the smoke. We're ready. I'm ready. Let's go. And with that being said, to be involved, to make sure you're still involved, make sure you follow us on the Balls Your Face Podcast on Instagram, BIYF the podcast on Twitter, and Balls Your Face Podcast on TikTok, man. We're still going. We're still growing. Make sure you follow us on all socials, and let's get to it.
I like that. Growing and going.
You already know. My name is Azir Hernandez.
It's boy Josh Ramos.
And I'm Christian Rivera. Bye.